This Good Morning Northwest morning sprint is brought to you by Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning.
It is 6:53, time to get you ready to take on your Monday with the morning sprint.
Destiny Richards is live at the Northside Aquatic Center on its opening day.
But first to Mark Peterson with record-breaking forecasts.
She is having too much fun trying to beat the heat. First alert weather. We've been talking about this since the beginning of last week. Staying hydrated, locating a splash pad or a way to break the heat, some water shade. Meal planning so that you're not cooking indoors, keeping that heat outside. And again, the heat stress, know the signs. We have those at KXLY.com. Currently sitting at 76 degrees, Deer Park, Spokane, 73 and Coeur d'Alene.
Intense, abnormal, dangerous. That's how the National Weather Service is describing the historic heat wave hitting the Northwest. 112 in Portland, 104 in Seattle yesterday, both record-breaking temps. Thousands of people across both Washington and Oregon lost power last night because of the heat. Many cities, including Spokane, are setting up cooling centers and opening senior centers, libraries, and community centers to give people a place to cool down.
About 1,000 people have another way to cool off this week. The city opened a new cooling center at the Louvre Carousel this weekend, in addition to other centers it's opened. If you head to Riverfront Park, you'll find signs that'll point you to a place to cool off. The Louvre Carousel Cooling Center is open from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. this week. We have a full list of the cooling centers around the region on our website. Just look for this story on KXLY.com.
State firefighters are working with local crews to contain a fire near Lynn this morning. The Lynn fire started just before 11 yesterday morning. The Department of Natural Resources says about 20,000 acres or more than 30 square miles have burned. At one point, level 1, 2, and 3 evacuations were in place for people living in the area. The fire is burning sage, grass, and wheat and threatening homes, crops, and other infrastructure. Mobilization specialists from the Fire Protection Bureau have ordered only air resources so far. We don't yet know what sparked this fire.
Both of the Spokane County Aquatic Centers are finally open for the summer, but by reservation only, at least for these first 4 days. It's completely booked, so just be sure to stay tuned for those spots that are going to open up on Friday and throughout the rest of the summer. They're going to increase the capacity a little bit. You can go to our website, KXLY.com, for information, as well as a link to book your reservation.
We have some breaking news around the world this morning. The Pentagon says the U.S. military launched airstrikes against Iranian-backed militias in Syria in retaliation for drone strikes. The strikes targeted sites that had been used to launch drone attacks on U.S. personnel and facilities in Iraq. All the pilots returned safely, but officials say it's too early to tell if any civilians or militants were killed.
Search and rescue teams in Florida are working around the clock at the site of the collapsed 12-story condo, hoping to find more victims. This is a live look at the scene. 9 people are confirmed dead, 152 still missing 5 days after that collapse. Crews dug a 40-foot tunnel during yesterday's search effort, providing access to new areas of that collapse.
So many people want to help families in Florida, but the Better Business Bureau is warning you about fundraising scams. The BBB is advising people who wish to donate to look for established charities that meet its standards for charity accountability. For those who would rather support a crowdfunding campaign, the Bureau says you can tell a lot by the posting. It advises you read the words carefully and make sure the funds will be used for specific purposes.
In just days, Washington could be taking a major step on the path forward. Governor Jay Inslee is expected to lift all COVID-19 restrictions across the state this week. Starting Wednesday, retail stores, sports venues, and restaurants will be able to reopen at 100% capacity. But this move doesn't mean the state of emergency is over. Governor Inslee has said that if ICU capacity reaches 90%, restrictions will be put back into place.
You may want to grab a few extra quarters if you plan to head downtown. Starting today, parking fines in Spokane will be higher than normal. The most common violation, an expired parking meter, will go from $15 to $30. The city says a study done in 2019 showed the current fines were not enough to change drivers' behaviors. All city officials hope these higher fines not only push drivers to think twice, but also keep people safe.
And a reminder for Spokane parents this week, Spokane School's summer meal program begins across our area today. That means your family can pick up free breakfast and lunch meals at one of the 30 different locations through the end of August. You can find a full list of pickup times and locations at SpokaneSchools.org. We're back with the final check of the weather right after this.